A very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, a weekly news magazine program. My name is Sharaf Dorji. Our top stories this week: His Majesty the King celebrates Chunipi Losa with the people of East. Import of food items from India decreased by close to $500 million. And Eastern Dzongkhag's request for additional medical specialists. Now the details. His Majesty the King celebrated Chunipi Losa, the traditional day of offering, with the people of East in Tashiansi. His Royal Highness the Gyaltsab, Jimmy Doji Wanchu, accompanied His Majesty.
Over thousands of people, including those from the nearby Dzongkhags, gathered at the public ground in Tashiansi for the opportune moment. Prime Minister Tashusring Topge and cabinet ministers also joined the celebration, which included an archery game, cultural and other entertainment programs.
I am 70 years old and never in my life did I get the opportunity to meet His Majesty the King. Today I feel fortunate and I am thankful to His Majesty for celebrating the occasion with us.
His Majesty the King came to Tashiansi to celebrate the day. I am glad I got to celebrate it with His Majesty. We feel privileged.
Usually we celebrate the Losa with our parents, but this time we got the opportunity to celebrate it with His Majesty and feel fortunate. Many people have gathered here for the occasion. Today is a memorable day in my life. We pray for long life of His Majesty the King.
His Majesty granted toha to the public gathered. His Majesty also gifted exciting lucky draw prizes, which included jersey cow, sewing machine, rice cooker, and other useful items for the rural community. In the East, the first day of the 12th Bhutanese month is celebrated as the New Year. It is said that on this day, representatives from all regions in the country offered bilwa or offerings to Shabdungaung Namgyal to express their devotion and loyalty. His Majesty the King is on a royal tour to eastern Bhutan. Tomorrow, His Majesty will visit Riksum Gyomba in Bumdaling. For Sringzam in Tashiansi, Chonidama for BBS News.
Namgyal Pelzang Doji, a student of Samtsi Higher Secondary School, topped the 2017 Bhutan Certificate of Secondary Examination. NG Yezer of Sherabrik Central School in Tonsa came second, followed by Basudev Upadhyaya from Samtsi Higher Secondary School.
Namgyal Pelzang Doji of Samtsi Higher Secondary School topped the 2017 Bhutan Certificate of Secondary Examination with 93%. With 92.80%, the second topper is NG Yezer from Sherabrik Central School. And Basudev Upadhyaya, also from Samtsi Higher Secondary School, came third with 92.20%. From over 11,900 students who appeared the Bhutan Certificate of Secondary Examination last year, over 11,500 passed the exam. The overall pass percentage for the 2017 is 96.23%. Compared to 2016, the overall pass percentage has increased by 0.48% in 2017. The cutoff point for admission in government schools has been fixed at 60.2%. According to Bhutan Council for School Examinations, the pass percentage this year has been calculated based on the number of candidates who passed Dzongkha, English, and 3 best subjects. Individual candidates can access their statement of marks from the Council's website www.onlinebcsea.bt. They can also get their results through text messages. Those using B-Mobile can type capital R10, leave a space, then type the index number and send it to 3333, while Tashicell users can type index number and send it to 4040. For Pema Sultan Sring, Samtin Dolkar, BBS News.
Heartiest congratulations to all the toppers. Now, Bhutan and India celebrates 50 years of friendship this year. To commemorate the Golden Jubilee, a special logo was jointly launched in Thimphu and New Delhi recently. Bhutan and India established a formal diplomatic relations in 1968 with the appointment of a resident representative of India in Thimphu.
To mark the launch of Golden Jubilee, Foreign Minister Limpotam Chidoji and India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj jointly unveiled the logo in Thimphu and New Delhi through video conference. Meshed together in an unbreakable bond, the logo has two symbols of the countries. 5 is represented with Bhutan's national colour wrapped in dragon, while 0 is completed by the India's tricolour. It highlights 50th anniversary of partnership. In his remarks on the occasion, Foreign Minister said this half-a-century journey of friendship, of mutual trust and cooperation is a standout model for international relations. He said the Golden Jubilee is also an opportunity to celebrate the stories of mutual partnership and friendship between Bhutan and India for progressive future.
I therefore believe that the Golden Jubilee anniversary is not only an occasion to celebrate an important milestone in our enduring friendship, but an opportunity to look at the future of ever-growing bilateral ties and partnership, premised on genuine goodwill and excellent cooperation for the peace and prosperity of our peoples.
The Foreign Minister also conveyed the deep gratitude from people of Bhutan for India's friendship and cooperation to External Affairs Minister. He said that the special ties of friendship and cooperation between the two countries would grow from strength to strength as people from both sides continue to enjoy peace, progress and prosperity. Besides high-level exchanges, both Bhutan and India have planned series of special commemorative initiatives, cultural activities, exhibitions and seminars throughout the year to celebrate this milestone. Under the special command of His Majesty the King, the National Organizing Committee has been formed to coordinate the successful celebrations of the Golden Jubilee. For Sonam Phunso, Kilidim, BBS News.
Bhutan's import of food items from India decreased by close to $500 million in the first half of 2017 as compared to the same period in the previous years. In 2016, the import worth stood over $3 billion.
Dairy products saw a notable drop of 30% in imports, followed by rice at 20% in 2017. In the first half of 2017, Bhutan imported close to 40,000 metric tons of rice. During the same period in 2016, over 50,000 metric tons of rice were imported. The decrease in monetary term amounts to 66 million yutam. Consumption of dairy products such as milk, cheese and milk powder came down by nearly 300 million yutam. And the import of vegetables and fruits decreased by 16% and 12% respectively. The decrease in import value translates to over 100 million yutam. Similarly, imports of meats and fish came down substantially. The total amount spent on meat and fish came down by over 100 million yutam compared to 2016. However, import of edible oil increased by 11%. In the first 6 months of 2017, Bhutan consumed over 575 million yutam worth of oil as compared to over 495 million yutam in 2016. The Agriculture Ministry released the report. However, the report did not include import of same food items from third countries as the import numbers were found negligible. Pupgam for BBS News.
Of over 21,000 children between the age group of 0 to 6 years in Bhutan This, only close to 2,000 are enrolled in ECCD centers. A collaborative study by the Education Ministry and Save the Children Country Office found it is the children in low-income family who are deprived of access to ECCD centers. The study recommends more ECCD centers to be established in Bhutan This of Gelifu, Phinsoling, Samrudzongkhar and Thimphu.
The rate of enrollment in the ECCD centers in Tomde is comparably low at 17%, against the national rate of 21%. The study, which was based on Bhutan Living Standard Survey Report 2012, found that of the 13,825 children between age group of 0 to 6 in Thimphu, only over 1,200 are enrolled in ECCD centers. The situation is no different in rest of the Bhutan This. The study found that children in low-income family are most deprived. Their family cannot afford to enroll them in private centers. And this calls for government to establish at least one ECCD center in each of the Bhutan This.
In discussion with the people at Gelipo, they really they feel the need to have the government ECC centers because there are the people who cannot afford to send to the private ECC centers, and whatever the centers that we have at present is just two private daycare centers that caters only to the richer sections of the society.
As per our recommendation of the ECCD division, will come up with clear criteria on this. So if this is not created, the government employees will always attempt to get the free one only and not go to private promoters. So this is the challenge what we feel, and we can also foresee, because we have already experienced that all the corporation personnel and even the civil servants, they all wanted to get their children enrolled in our government study centers.
Their recommendations are likely to be approved if what Education Ministry said is anything to go by.
The Ministry of Education can, with the help of players like UNICEF and Save the Children, mobilize funds to help establish ECCD centers. But in terms of maintaining and running, there has to be some cost sharing, not from low-income families themselves, but from agencies within the Bhutan This. If they come together to build agencies such as banks and corporate houses.
Samdup Jonkar Bhutan This has just 3 ECCD centers, 2 community centers and 1 private owned. Similarly, Galifu has just 2, both are private centers. The Bhutan This education officer said children outnumbering ECCD centers only calls for more and affordable centers to be established. Phupgem for BBS News.
Clean Bhutan, a civil society organization, found Wangchu River contaminated with bacteria called E. coli last year. And even after 6 months of thorough lab testing, the quality of water still remains the same. E. coli, commonly found in animals and human intestines, gets into water through fecal contamination.
The sample collection starts from the area above Dodena. The last sample collection is near the Wangchu River, flowing along the Centenary Farmers Market in Thimphu. As the river flows down the valley, the presence of E. coli bacteria is discovered. Despite knowing that the water is contaminated, people living near the area use the river water for household chores. One of the officials from the Wangchu waterkeeper says that even washing clothes can have an impact on public's health.
If there is E. coli in the river, then I think it's not a good practice. Because when you're washing, sometimes the water will just splash in your face, and yeah, that's how there's a direct contact. You have a direct contact with E. coli in the river, so I think it's not right when you do that.
She said the sewage is flowing directly into the river due to lack of proper sewage tanks and pipes in some areas. Moreover, some people are found defecating openly near the river.
So once we come down from Dodena, there are settlements, and we have all the small river, small streams connecting to our river. One of the example is the Chubachu stream, which comes down through next to Vas. There's a stream which comes down, and that from that stream it comes to this river, and that stream there are a lot of houses connected along that. There are a lot of houses along that stream, right? And a lot of houses, they do not have safety tanks, so they are directly discharging their sewage into the river, into the stream, and it comes here. So that is the reason why we find E. coli, because the infrastructure we have is not very good.
Meanwhile, the Bhutan This says they will come up with a proper sewage network in the next 3 years to connect all the toilets to the sewage plant in Babisa. Samtin Dolkar, BBS News.
Panbang town is now on the road to development. Its residents no longer worry over losing the state land on which their houses today stand. They now have land ownership certificates over their plots.
The National Land Commission Secretariat issued Laktham to 34 individuals in Panbang town last year. Since then, people have been planning to come up with better structures to live in and run their businesses from. Residents said earlier, without the ownership over the plots, their future of prospering in town was uncertain.
Till now, we could not construct a proper house or even renovate the existing one, since we have no authority over the plot. We were afraid we would be asked to leave, but now we received the Kidu and we are grateful to His Majesty the King. For about 28 years, we were not sure about getting the Laktham. I thought I would go back to my village, but things have changed now and we are all happy. We would like to thank His Majesty for the Kidu.
The news has brought us immense joy. Now we can live in the area without any worries.
People received Kimsa Kidu ranging from 4 to 12 decimals. Meanwhile, the awarding of Laktham is expected to speed up the process of developing Panbang as a satellite town. It was identified as Jemgang's Yanlatom in 2015. Today, there are about 50 shops in the town, believed to have come up in early 1980s. For Pema Sandrup in Jemgang, Sunampem for BBS News.
With the success indicator, infant mortality and mortality under the age of 5 at risk, additional specialists were requested for 2 hospitals in the East. The issue was raised during the mid-year review of the annual performance agreement of the 5 Eastern Dzongkhaks.
20 cases of infant mortality and mortality under age of 5 were reported during the first half of the fiscal year 2017 to 2018 from the 4 Dzongkhaks of Mongar, Bimagatsel, Samdrup Dzongkhar and Trashigang. Considering this, officials requested for additional gynecologist and pediatrician in Mongar Regional Hospital and Dewathong Hospital in Samdrup Dzongkhar to the Prime Minister.
Additional gynecologist
We have 1 gynecologist in Mongar, which is not enough to cater to everyone's need. At the same time, there is only 1 pediatrician in the hospital.
Most people from nearby Dzongkhaks visit the Dewathong Hospital. Unfortunately, we do not have a pediatrician or a gynecologist at the hospital. This is the reason why we have more cases of infant and child mortality.
Representatives of the Dzongkhak also requested for female health workers to encourage institutional child delivery. Dashu Sring Topge said the issue will be looked into.
We have a medical procedure to follow during the first 6 months of a child. Within that period, it does not matter whether a child falls sick or not, he or she must be taken to the hospital. And after that, it is important we immediately take the child to the hospital when sick. And coming to the infant mortality rate indicator, which is at risk, we will have to carry out a thorough investigation to find out why.
Meanwhile, during the review meeting, the 5 Dzongkhaks and Samdrup Dzongkhar Tromde reported to have achieved more than 40% of its annual success indicators. For Chile Dojin Bemagasel, Tringdandu, BBS News.
With the number of dairy groups increasing every year, farmers in Samrup Jonkar are worried of market stagnation. Currently, milk is a major source of income for many farmers in Samrup Jonkar.
Farmers sell most of their milk to people living across the bordering towns in India. There were only 2 dairy groups in 2015. Now there are 7 groups selling milk and other dairy products in both Samrup Jonkar and the bordering towns.
Marketing was not a problem before, but starting this year with so many dairy groups, we are facing difficulty in selling milk. We now cannot sell about 30 to 40 liters of milk in a day.
We now have excess milk. I'm worried that the price might go down when there are more groups. There is competition among the groups in the same market.
Now there are more dairy groups. As a result, there is competition and it is very difficult to market. We are worried about the future sustainability of our milk business.
The district livestock sector, however, says they are soon coming up with a milk processing plant. The plant will collect milk from the dairy groups to produce all kinds of dairy products. The sector has already allocated a budget of 3 million Newton and has identified a site at Rike in Deotangeok. Construction of milk processing plant is expected to begin from February. The processing plant is expected to address the issues of the dairy groups. There are currently 16 dairy groups in Samrup Jonkar, producing about 10,000 liters of milk in a day. For Kelewanchu in Samrup Jonkar, Sunam Pem for BBS News.
A good number of films are produced every year, but the film industry continues to face challenges in screening the films in the districts due to lack of proper movie halls. In Tirang, movies are screened at the vehicle parking lots and in temporary tarpaulin huts in absence of a proper movie theatre. Posters of new films screening in a locality usually brings excitement to the movie lovers. The situation, however, is different in Tirang. Due to lack of proper movie theatre, people have to sit on uncomfortable seats to watch movies. They are also exposed to both rain and cold, so only few come to watch movies. Recently, a Bhutanese movie, The Gold Ring, was screened in the town. The producer had to build this makeshift hut to screen the movie. The producer said it is disheartening to see only few people turn up and had to bear loss. Despite the odds, some people do not miss the opportunity to watch movies, which comes rarely to Tirang.
Movies come to our town only after 2 to 3 months. I am very interested in watching movies, so I make sure I don't miss a single movie. Today I enjoyed the film, but it was very cold due to lack of a theatre.
Open theatre in winter is very cold. Only few come to watch movie. If we have a movie hall in Damput town, then more people will come to watch movies.
Although there is no plan to construct a theatre anytime soon, the Dzongkhag administration is constructing an open-air entertainment centre. The centre, which will cost 3.3 million Newton, is expected to solve the issue for a time being.
Dzongkhag has allotted a plot to the Bhutan Film Association to enable such facilities to the user. Despite that, we are also constructing one open air entertainment center in the town. This is mainly to facilitate the youth entertainments. That also the film association, any filmmaker, they can obtain approval from the Dzongkhag.
Meanwhile, the executive director of the Bhutan Film Association, Yishedoji, in a telephonic interview said the association is working on the design of the theatre and will begin the construction accordingly. The association has plans to construct a theatre each in every district. For Namgewanchu in Serang, Sharab Dorji, PBS News. Transport United will face an Indian football club Bengaluru FC during the AFC Cup South Asian Zone preliminary round qualifier. In preparation for the first leg encounter at Chanlamitha on 23rd January, the team has been training for more than a month. Transport United qualified for the AFC Cup by virtue of being the champions of last year's National League. This is the club's first international tournament since 2008. On the other hand, their opponent Bengaluru FC is the runners-up of the last edition of the AFC Cup in 2016. The club is also an Indian Super League franchise and is led by the captain of the Indian national team, Sunil Chhetri. Head coach Ngaung Dendup is bracing for the encounter against the Indian Giants.
We have a huge advantage here at home, but when we go to play the away game, we will not get much time to practice in their conditions. I see the away match as a problem, but here at home, I think we can match them.
They are a professional club. That is why we are training as best as we can. We don't know how we will fare against them. They must be preparing as well. They are playing in the ISL. We watch their matches. I don't know how they will be able to play here.
The return leg will be played at the Kantivira Stadium in Bengaluru, India on 30th January. Sharab Dorji, PBS News. Well, that's all for this time. I'm Sharab Dorji. Thank you for your time.